What's up guys, Lvladen here, and today I'm coming at you with a video on the Dragonflight Alpha, and I'm going to be reviewing some of the weirder talents that I'm not a huge fan of, but some people might like it, and they are going to be the ones revolving around Consecration and AoE Judgment builds. Now this is definitely more of a PvE Mythic Plus type of build. I wouldn't recommend running this even if you're trying to do an RBG, or maybe some of the talents would be cool in an RBG, but anything related to Consecration right now, I don't like. I don't like that we have so many talents revolved around increasing its damage or increasing its functionality. I think there are too many talents that you need to pick up in order to make it do something, and even with max Consecration talents, it really does not do that much damage. And it requires a decent amount of maintenance and positioning, and in PvP, you could literally just walk out of it, right? It's really not good in PvP. And in PvE, a lot of the times you're cutting the mobs. You're running around in a Mythic Plus dungeon. You're never standing purely still, so it doesn't make much sense to take the Consecration talents for single target damage. But yeah, let's get right into it. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about here is this talent, Consecrated Blade. Blade of Justice casts with Art of War, shadows the earth emerging, casting a Consecration on the target location. Has its own Consecration limit of 1. So what this means is this is a Consecration separate from your own that you can put down. If you get an Art of War proc, you technically can have 2 Consecrations ticking at the same time. I'll drop mine right here so you can get an Art of War. So here's an Art of War proc, and boom. Now we have, double the amount of ticks of Consecration because we have the one that I put down and then the one that the Art of War drops. Now there's a few ways that we can increase the Consecration damage. The main one is Calm Before the Storm, and then the secondary ones are talents from over here. We can get Incandescence. So each Holy Power has a 5% chance to cause your Consecration to do a little bit more damage. Doesn't do that much. And then Hallowed Ground, so 10% damage increase. Woo, yay, more passive modifiers. Not huge fans of needing all these Consecration talents to make it do something. And even then, it really does not feel like it does too much. To be fair, some things might be broken, right? Calm Before the Storm may not be working properly. Maybe this is undertuned. Incandescence is undertuned. Maybe this value of damage increased by 10% is actually supposed to be 100%. Because let's be honest, go over here. 62 damage, 65 damage. It's doing nothing. Like, one Judgment does Judgment crit, 1,700 damage. Talk about a Final Verdict. A Final Verdict, 3,600 damage. It really is very weak. You need a lot of things to make this impactful. And, let's think about it this way. If it is impactful, is it fun? Personally, I don't find Consecration fun. I think the main reason I like Consecration is to get rogues out. It's a cool flavor spell. But do I want my AoE damage coming from Consecration? No, not really. That's kind of a thing of the past. Thought Consecration was cool in Wrath of the Lich King. It's neat, but we have other means of getting our damage out, our AoE damage out. And some people may disagree, right? It's fine to disagree. You may like Consecration, but coming at it from a PvP perspective, all of these talents are dead talents in PvP. You will never run this. Consecrated Ground being 15% larger and having 50% reduced movement speed. There's too many things to sacrifice in order to get Consecration to be able to do something. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get an Art of War proc, and we're going to see how much damage we can realistically get out of getting this 50% damage increase. So we're going to drop my own Consecration, waiting for an Art of War, still not getting it. Probably because we are not running Zeal, we're running Boundless Judgment. Okay, there's one. Ready? So we're going to go ahead and Art of War, drop our own Consecration, Wings, and then Divine Storm. So what is this, like 250 damage a second per target, so like 500 damage per second with 2 targets, and that is with all that setup and Wings and a Divine Storm. I mean, you guys be the judge of that. It doesn't seem like it's too much damage, right? Especially if you can just walk out of it. So, it is what it is. But we have another talent build that we're gonna look at right here, or not talent build, but just talent interactions, which is the Judgment talent here, Boundless Judgment. So Boundless Judgment causes your Judgment to chain to a nearby enemy. That includes the effects of the Judgment and the damage of the Judgment. So if you are taking the Judgment rank 4 over here, increasing the Holy Power Spender by 25%, it does in fact work on the secondary target. Now, where I was interested in seeing how the Unbound, or I'm sorry, not the Unbound Judgment, but the Boundless Judgment came into play was with Lawbringer. And unfortunately, it didn't work exactly how I thought it would. So, the way that I thought it would work is if you are judging a training dummy, just like this, you trigger the Lawbringer, that the secondary judgment, when it triggers onto this target right here, would proc the Lawbringer on your primary target. And it does not, in fact, work that way. However, it does work that way if both targets that are being hit currently have a Lawbringer applied to them at the moment. So, just for example, I will show it on the video clip right here. There we go. And just in case you didn't catch what happened, basically the main target judgment that already had the Lawbringer applied to it was triggered by the off-target Lawbringer hit. However, it only works on the Boundless target if both of the target, the main target, and the target that the Boundless target are hitting have the Lawbringer. I sat here and tested it for like 6 minutes until I finally got that interaction down and figured out what was happening. But basically, there is no way to trigger the Lawbringer on the primary target unless the target that the Boundless Judgment is hitting right here already has a Lawbringer attached. But yes, there is a way to make your judgment reapply the Lawbringer effect single target, sort of. The next interaction I'm going to talk about is with Divine Toll and how it works with Boundless Judgment to my understanding. So I sat here and I tested a ton of Divine Tolls. And right there, actually, we could see just briefly that there was a chain reaction with the Boundless Judgment. And also, the chain reaction with Divine Resonance works with Boundless Judgment as well. So that's interesting to know. So it does, in fact, interact with Boundless Judgment at the moment. All right, so that's about it for this test today on Boundless Judgment and the Consecration builds that we can run. A few things that I didn't go over are the Golden Path talents over here, which revolve around Consecration. I don't think that I'd be running them if they're just way too out of the way and the number is too small, just like the number is too small in Consecration. Do I have fun with the Consecration build? It's not my playstyle. I don't think it would be effective in PvP. Would it be effective in PvE? Possibly. I think the only talent that I found remotely interesting was maybe Consecrated Blade over here, dropping the Consecration on the target. But again, it just doesn't do too much damage, and it wouldn't work on paper in PvP. As far as Boundless Judgment goes, I think this is a neat talent. This is cool. But, probably not something that's going to be run in PvP anyway. I just wanted to get it out there, what these talents do. I will be evaluating a few other talents in the future, including Exorcism, if we need to run a Hand of Hindrance, Executioner's Will, and Vanguard's Momentum and Relentless Inquisitor. But again, these will be in future videos. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, thumbs up, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.